What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Boot Breakdown. And now I'll give it to my main man, the one and only Jordan Taylor.
Oh yeah, brackets are out, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's the road to the dome. Everyone's 0 and 0. What's going on, guys? I hope y'all are as fired up as I am right now. The brackets are out. It's the road to the dome. Everyone's 0 and 0. I'm streaming a game next week. It's the best time of the year, and these next 5 weeks are gonna be epic. Nick Campbell, you fired up?
This is a high school football fan. Christmas time, fellas. Everybody around the River Parish is excited. Everybody have a chance to get to the dome.
Lamar, you still full from Thursday night?
I'm still full from Thursday night, but look, I had a lot of football on my plate these past couple of days and everything. And look, I'm ready for more football, and we're getting it. These next 5 weeks are going to be amazing. So I can't wait for it.
JB, the sports guy, lay it out.
Lay it out, man. Let's roll it out. Let's play bowling or whatever, pool, whatever we gotta do, man. But it is about to go down. I can't wait. I'm excited. This is where the contenders are supposed to separate themselves from the pretenders, but also those who are considered pretenders can cause the upset as well.
All you gotta do is get into the field.
That's it, bro. That is it.
Fellas, as we got the brackets out this morning, I do want y'all to reflect on the regular season that just wrapped up on Saturday night. Give me your thoughts on this weeks 1 through 10. We start with you, JB, as we do build momentum going into the playoffs. Give us your overall thoughts of the regular season, of what you got to witness, what you got to see across the state. Give us your overall thoughts of the regular season.
Overall thoughts of the regular season has been pretty much a fantastic season. To be honest with you, there are some teams that are powerhouses that continue to be powerhouses, but there are teams in this state that have made a statement, and teams that we wouldn't think about that have made a statement. Teams like Bruley, teams like Loyola Prep, and then there are teams that we look at and maybe say, maybe next year may be their year, and maybe they make the playoffs next year, not this year. But then those teams can wind up winning a district championship or clinch a share of a district championship, like a Landry in Algiers. It's just so much of the unknown that can happen that we don't know about until it happens. So it's been a fantastic 10 weeks of the regular season, in my opinion.
Nick Campbell, we go to you, my man. What a regular season it was.
Oh man, look, I tell you, just summarizing in a little small 15-second tidbit. We got a chance to see some teams grow. We got a chance to see some teams get resurrected, especially in this area. St. Charles Catholic was one at the beginning of the season. Nobody gave them credit to be a number one seed or even making a playoff. They thought they lost a lot. Riverside lost a lot, bringing some kids back, playing some young kids, wind up pushing the number 2 seed out in their area. And from the old Hornville, it's still Hornville. Deshrain is still Deshrain. The shocker is East St. John. We thought they'd probably be a little bit better than it was, and it's just the same old. But saying that to say this, we saw some really good football throughout the state, and I'm ready to see more in the second half of the playoffs.
What you got, Lamar?
Well, just putting it here from the Sinlock perspective, I mean, I think there's just, seeing a lot of great ball as well. I mean, you see Spunky proving that these last 2 years that wasn't a fluke. You see Gina getting a number 1 seed here, and they're out to possibly kick the door down and finally get down to the Superdome. And you're out to see also Ash, who got all the way to the Dome last year and have a pretty solid season this year to get themselves a top 5 seed. And then also you look at Tioga, who has had a coaching change during the off season and got themselves to a first round bye in Division 1. So a lot of great action that we've had around here, and especially in this area. And also looking at the Marshfield Tigers, who also had a pretty solid season, 8-2, and getting themselves just shy of getting themselves a bye, but also getting themselves a 9 seed. So a lot of great action there. Also, like we also mentioned too, Leesville making a bounce back as well. So just a lot of good things.
Absolutely. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see my Facebook post yesterday from my area and a little bit further on, but I did post a photo sending congratulations to 6 of those teams that finished the season with a perfect undefeated season, district champs, and 5 of those 6 wrapped up first round buys. So shout out to Turlings Rebels 10-0. Shout out to Westminster Valpalusas 10-0. Shout out to Iowa 10-0. Shout out to ERAV 10-0. Shout out to Kinder 10-0. Shout out to Hamilton Christian 9-0. So fantastic year for a lot of locals right here from my parts. But I'm sure y'all guys got tremendous football that y'all want to talk about all show long. That there's a lot of great storylines we could talk about. So I just wanted to shout out those teams right there. Perfect regular seasons.
Most definitely.
So we did, all 4 of us got a chance to see football this past week to close out the regular season. And I'm sure we got a lot to talk about from the games that we did get to see. Some of the teams will be playing postseason football. Some wrapped up their senior careers. We got others were playing for district titles. We got others that were playing for those first round buys. So there's a lot that we could talk about right now of the games that we got a chance to see in person this week. We'll start with you, JB. Where were you at? What did you see? What stood out? And give us your thoughts of those teams as they go into the playoffs, and those teams that did not make the playoffs, your thoughts of the seniors that play their final downs.
Yes, sir, definitely. I'll start with the Fisher versus Thomas Jefferson game that we did Thursday night. Thomas Jefferson with the win would stay in the playoff race. Fisher wanted to go out with the win for their senior class. There's only 3 guys who are seniors for Fisher, and they wanted to go out with them. Wanted to go out with a win for those guys, especially with the unfortunate event that has happened at that high school, with the high school catching on fire and everything, and then they having to relocate to another school, needing help from other schools who willingly donated pads and everything. So they wanted to win that game pretty bad for those seniors, but it didn't happen. Thomas Jefferson got the win 37-6, and at the end of that game, the football players gave Coach Kenny Bush a Gatorade bath because Coach Kenny Bush will be retiring after this postseason. So Thomas Jefferson are in the playoffs, and looks like they'll be going up to play Holy Savior Menard either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Friday night, we did South Plaquemines versus Newman, and that was for the District 10 2A championship. And Newman looked phenomenal. I never saw a South Plaquemines offense just get stopped the way that they were able to stop them. And the PA announcer said that was the first time that South Plaquemines ever got shut out at home. It had never happened. Newman got the win 28-0. I think that gave Newman the 4th or 5th seed in Division 3. And that also gave them the district championship for District 10 2A. So Newman got the 4th seed, so they get a bye. South Plaquemines 3 seed in Division 4 non-select, but they're going to be a tough outing for anybody in Division 4 non-select, the South Plaquemines Hurricanes. Newman was just a better team all around.
Okay. Nick Campbell, what did you get a chance to see this past weekend? Your thoughts on those teams heading into the playoffs?
Man, the same old with Thibodeau and Destrehan playing their district championship right here in our backyard in St. Charles Parish. We knew coming in that was going to be a tall order for Thibodeau to withhold Destrehan. Destrehan came out hitting on all cylinders. They had an opportunity to showcase their defense. Wasn't a fluke on back-to-back weeks. And I tell you, even watching that game, I had a little bit of chance to see St. Charles online, shut out the Shaw Eagles, and held them to 17 yards at halftime.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say also for my.
Hold on, Nick, your thoughts of those teams going into the playoffs?
Well, Destrehan looked like they got a favorable seeding. And, position-wise, the way we play down here is a different type of ball versus Central Louisiana, North Louisiana. And I think it's going to have an opportunity that they can all go deep, at least second, third round. With Destrehan, probably can go a little bit further. St. Charles can go a little bit further. St. James going to have a tall order. Riverside going to have a nice progression. And
he'll be back.
Lamar, what did you get a chance to see this week? And also your thoughts of some of the teams headed into the playoffs.
Well, my bad for jumping the gun a little bit there, but I got a chance to see a couple of games this week. First off, we have to start off with that Bunkie game, that Bunkie-Marksville game. Incredible game between two 8-1 squads. Bunkie was able to get themselves a big win. So now Bunkie gets themselves a bye. Marksville just barely missed that one there, but they're looking very primed to make it into the playoffs there. So it's going to be really fun. It was just a great game for the Catskin. Anytime you get the Catskin game just going is always a great atmosphere. We ate a lot. I'm thinking that we're still kind of full from eating a lot. And we even took some home. That was also the good thing about that too. But it was overall a great game. And then on Friday,
Lamar, you left early, my man. We shut the Grove down.
I didn't get the invite, but I had to sub a class tomorrow. I had to sub a class on Friday, so I had to make sure I was bright and early on that one. But Friday, I was at the Winfield Lakeside game, and this was a true winning your in type game. Lakeside number 28 at that point. Winfield was 29. Both of those teams, they really played like it was a playoff game there. And for Winfield, Coach Brian Keller, his first year over there, great guy. I'm just happy to see that he's able to lead this team into the playoffs. And you got some seniors that were really happy there. Craig St. Cyr, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in that ball game there. It's my first time getting the chance to see Winfield, and looks like he's got the parts that's going to help them probably keep going forward a little bit as the years progress.
Nick, we'll go back to you. You were cut off. We'll let you finish your statement of the teams going into the playoffs.
Quick to say wherever I left off at. Yeah, we got a favorable draw. We feel good about everybody, including West St. John. It's going to be another tall task playing a team like General Thrash that have been really decent all year. And you had covered them once upon a time, probably twice this year if I can't remember, Jordy. But I like our matchups from all our teams, and hopefully we can all live to talk about our teams again next week.
JB, how many teams from your area makes it to the Dome?
Ooh, to the Dome. Oh man.
Just give me an estimate number. You ain't got to give me a specific teams.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say 2.
2?
2.
Lamar, how many teams make it to the Dome from the Cenlau area?
I'll go ahead and say 1 or 2. I mean, I think Gina has a great shot, and I think Ash could try to push their way into making it there. But like I say, 1 or 2, I feel like for right now.
Nick, how many teams from the River Parish get to the Big Easy?
Normally I'm smiling, JB laughing. It's going to be a triple crown for us. I think we're going to have 3 to get in, 3 legitimate got have a shot to get in. If I say their names, I'm gonna get burnt. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. Possibly four, but we'll see how that turns out Friday night.
Yeah, I'm comfortable right now with one, and I think we can slide in a second if the chips fall the way they are from my area.
Now, guys, I forgot. I don't want to miss. And Lutcher Bulldogs. Lutcher got a favorable seed. It seems favorable because last year they was the number 1 seed and got knocked out. So this year they're the number 10 seed, and they're playing a tough Iowa football team.
Who's that? Lutcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good quarterfinal matchup right there.
Let's see. So Lutcher's the 10 or the 7?
I think Lutcher's 10, huh, Nick?
I saw him at 10.
So
Yes.
they would have to get by the 7, which is Franklin Parish and Des Moines, Elsie.
Yes, indeed.
And what they just did to Tioga last night. Good God. All right, so I have not announced where my games. Lamar was there with me Thursday night, so we got to broadcast the Bunkie and Marksville game for the first time. It was the 74th meeting between the two, and it was our first time getting to cover the game. So we had a lot of fun. We cut up. We enjoyed ourselves at the Grove. The football was excellent. The Lavalley kid from Marksville is every bit of advertised, and Zion Lee is a man amongst boys in this game of high school football. Coach Harper, I want to wish the best of luck going into the playoffs. Coach Hillman, I want to wish the best of luck going into the playoffs. Two teams very well could find their way to Turkey Week, so we'll see what happens with Bunkie and Marksville. Definitely won't be our last time covering a Cats game, Lamar. Had a lot of fun for sure. It was a great atmosphere, great people from both sides, and we had a whole lot of fun calling it.
Absolutely. Just amazing all the way through. It's always like a family reunion when those two teams face against each other. I mean, you even had some of the guys from the Vols coaching staff came over there just to even see the ball game. And, some of them, was preparing for their game against Kinder coming up. So again, it's just always a great family reunion, great atmosphere there. At the school I was at on Friday at Ash, I think one of the administrators from Ash was even asking me about the ball game. So yeah, she was down there too. So again, all the way great.
Absolutely. And then on Friday, we took a little road trip to the 6-time state champion Amite Warriors. And my goodness, did we potentially find us a state championship caliber team in the Jules Sumner Cowboys. And the show that they put on, everyone told me about how good this rushing attack was, but no one told me how good this defense was when we got a chance to see them for the first time. Amite kept themselves in the ball game because of how good their defense was. They just put themselves in poor situations with turning the ball over multiple times, giving Jules Sumner great field position to go and score 21 in the first half. They did not come out and score in the second half. Amite got inside the 10-yard line twice and did not score. So Jules Sumner for like 4 takeaways in that ball game. It was a scene to see of how aggressive, how fast, how physical the Cowboys defense is, because we knew how good the rushing attack was going in. So if they got all 3 faces going into the playoffs, why not the Cowboys for the first time in school history to go play for a state title? First time in school history they're 10-0. So I was excited to see them for the first time. And both teams going into the playoffs. Amite got a good draw. Amite's got a good draw on their side of the bracket where they can win a couple games. And then Jules Sumner, That quarterfinal matchup, if we get there with them and Calvary Baptist, my God, that would be. But looking at it right now, Joe Sumner fan base really stole the show. Also, like I bragged on them on social media. That's a passionate fan base. I have not seen that this year of that much passion in a football game. They packed the house and they were the loudest crowd we've seen this year. So they got a army behind them going into the playoffs. So excited to see the Cowboys moving forward in this year's playoff bracket. They got the 3 seed.
Jordan, I'm glad you had an opportunity to see him because we've been talking about him since week 2. And somebody really had an opportunity to lay some eyes on him. Because sometimes when we talk about teams, we see them a lot on these publications. People say, oh, they're not for real. They're not for real. But I'm glad you was able to see them and their fan base up close because it takes a community to get to the Superdome. Remember that.
Absolutely. Y'all thoughts on the Joe Sumner Cowboys going into the playoffs?
I mean, some kind of way I was baptized as, their leader or something when I said it on either.
It's not too late to jump back on board.
I'm still on board. I'm still on board. I'm riding with the Cowboys. I'm riding with the Cowboys, man. That's a great team, great rushing attack. They're making history this season, 10-0 district championship. That's a team to look out for. I know they talk about the Dunhams and the Lafayette Christians and the Calvary Baptists. I'm telling everybody, you got to look out for the Cowboys at Joel Sumner. They are for real.
I asked Coach in the post-game interview real quick, Lamar, before you go. I said, so how do you approach the bye week knowing that you had it a year ago? He said, nothing changes. We're going to live in the weight room these next 2 weeks. We're going to any bumps and bruises that we have right now, we're going to get healthy. And we're going to go play our brand of football, a physical brand of football. So that was he said we're going to live in the weight room these next 2 weeks. Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this Jules Sumner team, these last couple of years, they've been pretty solid. I mean, this was a team last year. They played Bunkie in the quarterfinals, got to Turkey Week, and that was a good one there. And now you get to a 10-0 record here. So that definitely shows that they have something good going forward here. Can't wait to see what's going on with this team here. I mean, I've been kind of having them. I did a top 25 for the state at one point in the year, and they were kind of just on the outside looking in, but they've definitely have continued to prove that they've been one of the top teams in the state here. And like you said, whenever you're 10-0 and you're doing something right there, getting yourself a high seed, especially in this in that division right there, that's going to be pretty solid. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen for them going forward in the playoffs.
And Nick, you're good?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. From here on out, what will it take to go win a state title, JB? Any team in the state of Louisiana, from here on out, before we get to next Thursday or Friday, what will it take for a team to go win a state title these next 5 weeks?
A little bit of luck, number one. A little bit of luck. Now, that's what every team's, a little bit of luck. Number two, everybody playing at their best. At their best. Once week 10 comes, everybody's be playing at their best. You're not playing at your best and you're in the playoffs, it may not go well for you, but everybody got to be playing at their best. You got to have good chemistry amongst the players. The players got to be playing well together. It's communication on both sides of the ball. Defense, you got to talk. Offense, you got to talk. Coaches have to specifically study more film. More film. You got to dissect the film more than what you did in the regular season, because sometimes there are things you won't see in the regular season that you might catch in the playoffs that a team you playing in next week, the following week probably, that they ran and that you wouldn't see in the regular season tapes. So you got to dissect film more and more and more. You got to be able to adjust by halftime, like really make adjustments to things you probably didn't see on film. It's a lot that has to go on in order to become state champions. And that's a lot of the things I just said that they must do.
Lamar.
I think my 3 main criteria to survive in the playoffs is 1, coaching, Every time that you have a great coach out there, I think that really shows a good bit here. A lot of the coaches that have been around for a long time, they know what it takes to make it to the playoffs. They know how to get their teams motivated to get there, and they probably add some little wrinkles to their games that could really help you out. Number two, the running game, and especially when you get down to this stage of the playoffs. I really think that a team that can run the ball very effectively has a great shot of winning the ball game because if you can run the ball very well, you can be able to control the clock, and that really helps out a whole lot there. And then number three, defense. You don't necessarily have to have a lights out defense. It helps to have that, but if you have a defense that can be able to make plays, interceptions, fumbles, key moments of the ball game right then and there, I think those things help yourself out in more ways than none as far as your team going forward into the playoffs. So those are the three things I'm looking forward to for any team that can really survive in the playoffs.
Nick Campbell.
Yeah, my three things. Number one would be coaching. Coaching wins games nowadays. And you are who you are the whole year. There's no need to change. Playing good defense is number one. And so if you're a good coach, you coach your team to play good defense, and you remain the same. Number two, having good study habits, because now your tapes are coming in a little bit shorter. You're not getting the information quicker. And teams of this magnitude you haven't seen, you got to really dig in deep. And lastly, great special teams. Great special teams wins in the playoffs, because I was a part of a cell that special teams won St. Charles Catholic games in the playoffs where no touchdowns were scored. So that's going to be important when Coach like Coach Frank Monica, old veteran coach, and like Lewis Cook, these guys learn how to win games without scoring touchdowns. So that's important.
We saw Catholic in New Iberia. Special teams won them a semifinal game a year ago.
Yep.
So you're spot on there. And all three of you are spot on. All right. Are we ready to announce where we're headed in round one yet? Or do we still need time to determine it? Or we're going to wait till other shows later in the week? JB, are you ready to announce your round one game yet? Or are we're going to wait it out?
We're gonna wait it out. Hopefully we can get something by later today. We will see, but right now we don't have anything yet, due to the fact that a lot of teams here in the New Orleans area, they are fighting for stadiums. Like, who can get this stadium? Who can get this stadium? Who can get it first? So that's what we're waiting on right now. I talked to one coach today, and he's trying to get this stadium for Friday. And a coach I talked to the other day is trying to get the same stadium for Friday. So this is what we have out here in the New Orleans area.
Okay. Lamar, are you ready to announce where you're headed this week, or it's too early to be determined?
I'm ready to announce it. I'm ready to announce mine. And for JB, I know you're going to be very, very happy about this. I am going to the Eagles Nest on Friday to see the Holy Savior Menard Eagles face against the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars.
There you go. Okay. Winner of that one gets Sue in the second round, Lamar.
Winner of that game will get, looks like right now, trying to see who it is. The winner of that matchup should face against Newman in the second round.
Okay. So short road trip for one, long road trip for the other.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Campbell, you ready to announce where you headed in round one, or is it just too early to call?
It's lucky me, man. Everybody's off. So I got an option of being at Hornville, and my second option is being at West St. John. So I think I might split the two, knowing that I have a young cat in town that's doing a lot of videography for me. So I'm going to probably be at Hornville for a little bit, then head down 3127 to West St. John and General Thrash to see that good playoff game. Riverside got to buy. Destrehan got to buy. St. James got to buy. St. Charles got to buy. So lucky me.
So right now, I just got off the phone right before we went live on the air. And right now, I got permission from both coaches, which you have to do in the playoffs if you're streaming.
That's correct.
So that's done. Check mark. Now we're in a predicament of, do they have space for us? So
Oh,
now,
Lord.
before we even say yes, we're going to the game, it's FaceTiming me later on after this show, and we're gonna pinpoint a spot where it could potentially work out. So right now, it's not set. We got the meeting thing done, which is get permission. Second part is like, all right, where are you gonna put us? So that's what we're fighting right now. So we will see that one if that one plays out. I should have an answer of where we're going at the 6:30 show tonight.
Let me answer Kenny Ramondi right quick because he's talking about Riverdale and Haynes both have to host. That's East Bank of Jefferson Parish. Kenny, from what I was told, Riverdale and Bonneville will be Thursday. From what I was told, that's supposed to be on Thursday.
Are y'all gonna do the game?
Not that one. Not Riverdale and Bonneville. We're not gonna do that one. No.
Because of the stadium requirements, or so if I'm looking for a Thursday game, don't ask for it.
Oh, you could ask for it. You could ask for it. You could ask for it.
Okay, I don't like that smile.
I'm being honest. You could ask for it. You could have it if you want Riverdale and Bonneville. Go right ahead.
I'm looking for a Thursday game. Also, I'm waiting on that callback. Also,
I got you.
So it's still too early in the day. We should all have a pretty good idea as the week begins this week.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Starts. We get rematches in round one of games from around the state of Louisiana. We get Acadiana, Karen Crow in round one. We get Bonneville, Riverdale, round one. We get DeQuincy and Vinton, round one. All three of them were district title games. Now, all three of them will meet again in round one, and someone's season is going to come to an end. Playing somebody back-to-back weeks, man, that's something.
It's hard to beat a team twice in football. It is very, very hard, and especially teams in the same district. It's even harder because teams know each other from year in and year out. You know each other. It's not like you're playing a non-district opponent for the first time in years. You play these guys every year. So it's very hard to beat a team twice. And teams going to come with something different. They're going to try to change something up, try to catch you off from something you don't know what they're running, something you didn't see on film. So it's going to be very tough for all six of these teams you name, and the ones who won last week to win again. It's going to be hard. And but it makes for a very, very compelling matchup, Jordan Taylor, if you know what I'm talking about.
Lamar, what are your thoughts on the three matchups we get again a week later?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like you said, it's hard to beat a team twice, especially in that situation there. Obviously, you're going to have even more adjustments. You're going to find out what worked right in that first game, that you're going to use, what didn't work right that you're going to use in that case. It's not like, in a halftime where you're making those quick adjustments. Now you have a full week to go over those things that went right, went wrong in some of those situations. And shoot, even some of the teams that are also playing against other district opponents that they've already seen, maybe not in week 10, because I know I think we got 3 situations like that here. I know I was talking to Manny's coach on Friday night, and he has to face against Red River again.
Yep.
And he's basically said, look, we got to face against a team 2 times. It's hard to beat them twice here. Unfortunately, they were on the wrong side of that that loss against Red River in the regular season, but they have the chance to make that right this week here if they go out there and play their game and know what's going on. So that's the thing there. You just happen to figure out what's right, what went wrong, and trying to shore up those things there. Usually those second matchups, though, can turn out to be a pretty good and close matchup here, especially because both those teams know each other so well.
Nick Campbell.
Oh yeah, tricky calculators like we talked about last weekend, man. From the flip and have these games, kissing your sister, the rubber match games, and man, it's all about coaching at this point. Is if you got to get your team up to beat a team that you didn't played, or try to beat a team that you couldn't beat. This is the beauty of coaching, you know. Looking at the Bonneville Riverdale game, Riverdale jumped out early. Bonneville was staying the storm. And that's all about being mentally tough, hitting the weight rooms. Coaches walk around the weight room and push these guys for games like these, you know. And I mean, if you want to advance to the next round, you're going to have to beat the common opponent that's in front of you.
There you go. So we will see the district championship rematches turn into round one matchups here in round one. All right. We're going to break down some games that we saw back in week 10. But before that, I got two more questions for you about the brackets itself. Cool?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Give me one storyline that will come from each bracket this year. We start with Division 4 non-select. We're going to work our way up. Division 4 non-select, give me one storyline that will come from this bracket.
One storyline that will come from this bracket in Division 4 non-select. Okay, I got one for you. Here's the storyline. I hope you're ready.
Okay.
I hope you're ready. You're going to have one team that made it to the Dome last year get back to the Dome this year.
Okay. Lamar, I'm gonna go real quick before you go. This is one of two brackets of the 8 that we could see potential rematches in the Dome. The other 6, no shot. Go ahead, Lamar. No, I'm saying no shot because they fell on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah.
So one of the 2 brackets that have an opportunity for a rematch in the Dome because they fell on opposite sides of the bracket.
I think my storyline for this one is, does Haynesville get back to the top of the mountain? I think that's going to be an interesting one there. I know they got there last year. Can they get right back up there and win a championship this year? That's going to be something to kind of see there.
Yeah, I think the football gods was loving this bracket and wanted to see the Haynesville Mangum game all over again. And that Mangum got a direct path, and hopefully everything fall in their favor to play Haynesville again. That was it's a classic football game last year, fellas. And
Nick, they didn't play last year. It was South Plaquemines and Mangum.
Yeah, South Plaquemine and Mangum. But I was looking at the top of this other bracket for the quarterfinal, South Plaquemine and Mangum. To get out, Mangum gonna have to beat South Plaquemine.
Okay.
Jordan, before you go, you want to answer this question for Dylan Hall?
Yeah,
you
got
doesn't
it.
matter. What is the difference between selected and non-selected?
You got it, JB.
Oh, man, it's easy. See, non-selected means you don't choose to go to a school. Like, I can go to Archbishop Shaw and pay to go to school. That's selected pretty much. Non-selected, no. If you live in a certain zone, certain area, that's non-selected.
All right, so non-select, top 28 get in the playoffs. Select, top 24 get in the playoffs. Select considered as private, Catholic, lab, magnet.
There you go.
Bingo.
And then non-select considered as public.
Or in some cases, open enrollment.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we got a couple of pairs just like that here.
There you go. All right. Division 3 non-select. Give me one storyline that comes out of this bracket. I'll go first, JB.
Okay.
My storyline is Three teams fall on the one side of the bracket that's going to have to beat up on each other. St. James, Sterlington, Oak Grove all fall on the same side of the bracket. Go ahead, JB.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Storyline: who wins the rubber match to get back to the Superdome between St. James and Sterlington? That's the thing. I think that's the storyline for me that's going to happen due to the fact St. James beat Sterlington 2 years ago in the semis. Sterlington wins the championship last year against them, and then here we go. Looks like St. James and maybe headed back to Sterlington when it's all said and done. That's the storyline I'm going with.
Sterlington would host those semis.
Yes, sir.
Lamar, storyline coming out of this bracket.
All right, so I know everybody's looking at that St. James, Sterlington, Oak Grove side of the bracket, and that's going to be an amazing side of the bracket there. But me personally, I'm also looking for the Gina side of the bracket. These last 2 years, they made it to the semifinals, lost in the semifinals. But do they have enough to kick down the door this year and get to the Dome for the first time in school history? That's going to be my storyline there. Do the Gina Giants do it this year?
Nick Campbell.
Yeah, my storyline would be similar to my man because the Gina Giants been all year. They've been circling it. You know, St. James, they want all the smoke. Is the 1, the 3, or the 2 strong enough to be there? They got a lot of teams going to have a lot to say about those teams getting back to the Dome. And this is going to be a side, the side where the St. James and Sterlington side, it's going to be a side where everybody got their microscope looking at that game, at those games.
Division 2 non-select storyline coming out of this bracket for myself would be potential state championship matchups will not occur in this one because you have the likes of teams falling on the same side of the bracket as North Dakota that we thought would go play them in the finals.
Okay. My storyline is this. Can Iowa finally get over the hump to get to the Superdome? That's my storyline.
Lamar.
All right. I think for me, it's going to be, Dennis Dunn coming back to the high school ranks and coaching. I know he's made it down to the Dome a couple of years ago with North DeSoto, but does he get him another championship with the Griffins this year? I know this is a team that is senior laden, especially with Delafield, especially with the 2 running backs that they have. Is he able to win a championship with this squad here?
My storyline would be, can we get to see the North DeSoto and Lutcher rematch from 2 years ago in the Dome? Lutcher got a hard out being a number 1 seed last year. Can they go in as a tough seed sitting at number 10 and make it to the Dome? Is yet to be seen. They got some young talent that they're breaking in, and I think anything can happen in the playoffs.
Heard that. Division 1 non-select. My storyline in this one will be a double-digit seed will play for a state title.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. What a storyline. What a storyline, man. Double-digit seed.
It got to be the Harvard Tigers.
I knew you was coming with that.
Or the team right below them.
Yeah. Slidell could be.
No, the team right below them in the seeds.
Oh, the 12 seed.
No, the 10 seed.
Oh, West Monroe. Okay, I got you now. I got you. Okay, West Monroe. I got you. All right. Here's my storyline. Because I really think this is wide open. But here's my storyline. We talk about this team every year. And they haven't been healthy going into the playoffs the past 2 years. And they almost upset Ruston. Yeah, they almost upset Ruston 2 years ago when they put Jabari Antoine in. Can the Westgate Tigers, can they make a run to the quarterfinals by beating Airline and Ruston? That'll be my storyline. Can Westgate make a run? They are healthy. Can it happen?
Okay. Lamar.
Ooh, man, on the bottom side of that bracket, I'm really interested. Do we get that West Monroe Neville matchup in the quarterfinals? That's going to be a good one if we can get that. And I think the winner might have to face against Destrehan. That could be also another solid one too. So that side of the bracket is going to be very, very interesting. Also, on the other side of the bracket, I think mine would also be: does Ruston have enough to get back? Does Ruston have enough to get back to the Dome for the 4th straight year?
Hit us, Nick.
The first time in a long time, I think we got the seeds really strong on this one. Destrehan coming in as the number 3 seed, going up against some of the district foes. If they all win together to get out, I think Destrehan will have an easy drive up Interstate 10 to go to the Superdome to punch their ticket against a team that's sitting in the number 5 seed that look just like them.
Those other Wildcats, huh?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Interesting. Destrehan better not look over that 14 seed in the second round.
Tell them.
That team right there has lost a lot of close ones in that gauntlet of a district they play in.
Yeah.
That game is going to be in Destrehan.
All right.
I saw an Alexandria team go into Destrehan this year and win.
Yeah.
Coach Bronco gonna get you, Johnny.
Spot the ball, huh? Like they say.
That's it.
48 minutes. All right, Division 4 select bracket. We look at this one and I say Westminster of Opelousas looks like they got a path to go play for a state title this year.
Okay.
Because you take a look at it. Look at it, JB. You get Washita Christian and Southern Lab and Riverside and Hamilton Christian all on the other side of the bracket.
Yes, sir. You are correct. But see, my what is it again we were doing?
Your best storyline coming out of this bracket.
Best storyline. You got that gauntlet on the bottom side.
It's a gauntlet too.
Yeah, but you got a couple of teams on the top one that are pretty good. And I will sit here and say this. My storyline is you will be talking about Covenant Christian getting to the semis.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay. Lamar.
I think my storyline in this one is who's going to survive that gauntlet in the bottom half of that bracket there.
They're going to beat up on each other, aren't they?
As you said, they sure are. I mean, you look at Hamilton Christian, they got the Vital kid. He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
You got Assistant Episcopal that's had a pretty solid season. OCS had themselves a loss to Oak Grove, but you already know with Coach Fitzhugh, they're ready to get right back down there. Riverside has had a pretty solid time. Can't forget about Southern Lab as well over there, that number 10 seed. Whoever, and also in Kentwood at number 11, whoever survives that bottom half of that bracket will have earned it.
I like that.
Well, I've been rocking Westminster from the jump street. I know both of the Porter guys personally, and I think this is what they're waiting for. They just scored a lot of points this year, and they played a lot of good defense this year. So on that side, I see Covenant Christian and Ascension Christian, once they get past them, will be their sternest test. Then coming on that second half, look, don't fall asleep on these Riverside Rebels. Riverside Rebels, they played a tough schedule this year in the earlier part of the season, and I think he got them prepared to for that bruiser.
This bracket got so many great storylines in it because when have you seen Washita Christian and Southern Lab meet this early in the playoffs? if Ouachita handles business. I mean, if Southern Lab handles business in round one.
True, but we're also forgetting a semifinal rematch that's happening in round one between Kentwood and Vermilion Catholic.
Another great storyline.
Yes. Wow.
And you also, and I'm gonna throw one more in the fire, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Westminster has an opportunity to see 3 of their district opponents along the way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see
That
this?
is crazy.
They have a shot to play OC in the second round. They have a shot to play St. Ed's in the quarters. They have a shot to play Catholic Appointment in the semis. Wouldn't that be a storyline?
It would. It would.
This bracket is fun.
Yes, agreed.
Division 3 select. Let's go best storyline in this one. I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at. Go ahead, JB. You got something?
Go ahead.
I'm still trying to find me one too. Go
ahead,
JB.
Best storyline for Division 3 select. I will say this. Can anyone defeat Lafayette Christian? Can anyone defeat Lafayette Christian? That's the storyline right there. Because I think everybody will sit here and say they are the favorite to win it all this year. Can anyone defeat Lafayette Christian?
Okay. Lamar?
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, can anybody defeat Lafayette Christian? So I'll go ahead and go with another one here. Can Jules Sumner continue this wave and get down to the Dome as well? Can they do that here? They've had a pretty solid season. I know they're going to have to face against either one of the 2 runner-ups in that 6-8 district that unfortunately lost to LCA. But can Jules Sumner get down there to the Dome after having a perfect season?
Epic storyline for me. Can Lenny Cook, Notre Dame of Crowley, get to the championship to play Lafayette Christian to be an ultimate going away retirement theme if he can go to the Dome and beat Lafayette Christian to retire?
Okay. I have one for y'all.
Yes, sir.
And it goes to Catholic of New Iberia. You're defending state champs. In order to defend your crown and go back to back, you got the most brutal run that you have to go through. You have to go win your round 1 game, which they should. Then you got to go to in a hostile environment of Bunkie in round 2. Then you got to go play the favorites in LCA. And then, there's Elijah Haven in the semis waiting for you. So Catholic of New Iberia, in order to go defend your crown, you got the most brutal run in this bracket.
But what's the phrase they always say? To beat a man, you got to beat the man. And they are still the man because they are the defending state champs.
That's it. You're right, my friend. Let's move on to Division 2 select. This bracket here, remember I said earlier, there was 2 brackets in the 8 brackets that had a shot for rematches in the Dome. Well, this is another one. E.D. White and Shaw fell on opposite sides of the bracket. So that's not going to be my storyline. I just wanted to mention it.
You got it.
All right, JB, you got something for this bracket?
Oh, man, do I have something for this bracket? Storyline. Will Archbishop Shaw's offense show up? That's a storyline for me because that offense hasn't shown up yet against good teams. Good teams. Think about it. Shaw is 6-4 in those 4 losses.
They haven't
0
scored
points.
0 points.
They haven't scored.
You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to figure it out.
No, they got it. They have no choice.
And
they have to figure it out.
And it's not like you're walking in with a John F. Kennedy coming in round 2 or something. So
opposite brackets this time. Opposite brackets. So that's one. My other one, I would say, does anyone?
Them motherfucking Saints just blocked the field goal.
They sure did, bro. I saw the corner of my eye. Look, my other one is this. Can anyone go toe to toe with the offenses of Madison Prep and Lake Charles College Prep?
I like it. Lamar, you got something?
My storyline is probably going to be the one from pretty much at the early point of the season here. U-High. Obviously, we know what happened last year with them. Are they going to come out with a vengeance in this playoff run here? Obviously, they felt like they had a team that could win it last year. They feel like they have a team that could probably win it this year. Or are they going to come out with a vengeance and make up for lost time?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
my
Nick.
storyline would be this to all of the Comet fans that's watching. Is St. Charles really a number one seed? A number one seed? Can they win away from Comet Land to get to the Dome?
They ain't got to go
They
nowhere.
ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying, can they win from outside of Comet Land? Meaning, if they get to the Dome, they've been there all year, can they win it?
Okay.
Okay. Because postseason football rolling through their field as the 1 seed.
All the
And
way
we
through,
know-
baby.
Here's my storyline in this one. Lake Charles College Prep's only state title appearance. I don't think they have one, do they?
Not in football.
Not in football. Their semifinal appearance would have been the year where the state championships were played in Natchitoches, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. They lost to Union Parish.
So I think this time around, Lake Charles College Prep has the makeup. They fell on a good side here. I think they have the makeup to go play a semifinal game at home. Keep that in mind. At home, that you say at home, what you mean? That means a 2 seed will get a upset along the way, and that 3 seed will get that home semifinal game.
Are you saying Shaw will go to Shreveport and upset Loyola Prep?
It's away from home.
I say y'all secondary is y'all strength, and
Yeah.
Loyola throws that ball around.
Yep. Hey, Shaw got one of the best defensive back coaches in the entire state. That's
And
all I
then
gotta
we
say
get
about that.
JB. We get JB headed back to Lake Charles in the semis.
Hey, I'll be there if it happens. I'll be there.
All right, final one. Division 1 select. Let's see if all of our takes here are the same. JB?
Addison, we did do Division 2 non-select already. We did the non-select first, and now we in select. Ladies and gentlemen, as most people would say, welcome to the Edna Carr Invitational.
That's it.
But in regards to that topic, yes, my storyline is there a school on this playoff list that can actually challenge Edna Carr? Can someone challenge Edna Carr? Can someone make Edna Carr sweat? Can they make them feel a little bit of nervousness? That's what I want to know right there.
Well, if you jump up 14-0 on them, well, you got them right where Carr wants them.
Oh, no, it got to be like 21-0, not 14.
saying,
It got to be like 21.
As soon as you jump up 14-0 on them, they smile and say, "We got you right where we want you."
There you go.
Go ahead, Lamar.
All right, so I think mine is also going to be Edna Carr related. Do we get Edna Carr Ash Part 3? That's going to be an interesting one to see in that one here. The last 2 years. Yep. The last 2 years, we've gotten that matchup there. The first one, Ash played Carr very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Only lost to them by a possession. We all know what happened in the Superdome last year, but can Ash face against Carr once again? I think they have the team. I think they have the makeup to possibly face against Carr in the semifinals once again.
Nick closes out with one more.
My storyline would be who is St. Augusta High School? Will it be the St. Augusta that can whip John Curtis like they did last Friday night to be over there? Can they play a good team like Turlin Catholic to punch their ticket moving forward to get to the Final Four? It's going to be tough. I think Coach Valdez going to have them boys clicking on all cylinders. The speed is phenomenal, and that matchup with them and Turlin Catholic, I would love to see up close.
We'll get to see it again like we did last year. Remember? No, it was STM, wasn't it?
Yeah.
STM and St. Augustine, yeah.
Okay. So you can't count that out either. But
maybe Kenny. We'll see.
You're right. All right. So here's my storyline. I've been asking for it for the last 3 years, and I still not gonna get it. I've been asking for Core and Catholic of Baton Rouge to meet in the Dome for the last 3 years, and they just continue to land on each other's sides of the bracket. Sickening. Well, now I have to shift gears here. Well, give me the Battle of the Bands in the Dome then. Give me Core in the state championship and pack that Superdome out to close out the finale on Saturday, because that is the second game to close out the Prep Classic. Just give me the Battle of the Bands.
There we go.
There we go.
I love it.
All right. Quick thoughts. We have a team that finished the season not able to go play in the playoffs. We wish they could have made it, but they did not. So we just want to get quick thoughts. Young audience finishing the season 8-0, JB.
Hey, number one, credit those kids for coming out and wanting to play football, wanting to prove people wrong. Credit the coaching staff for the job that they did this season. Yeah, you have to. And I wish they could be playing in the playoffs, because I think they would have given a lot of teams in Division III Select a run for their money. I'm not saying they would have beat the LCAs or the Dunhams, but you probably maybe would have saw them in the quarters, because they have a bunch of talent and it's a good team. Credit those guys for the job that they've done. They have nothing to hang their heads about. I know you want to be in the playoffs. You'll probably be there next year, young audience. It was a great team, and they had a fantastic, fantastic season.
Yeah, what don't kill you make you stronger. You can go ahead and delay
things. I'll add the same thing as well. I mean, their best is probably yet to come here, but showing that they were able to also get themselves a great season, go 8-0 without anything to play for there, that definitely shows a lot. Kudos to the coaches, kudos to the players, kudos to the fans as well. And I think they're putting themselves on making a statement right then and there that whenever it's that time, we're ready. We're ready to come out there for it.
Yeah, this kind of remind me of Kenner Discovery when they was trying to crack into the playoff system, being a young program, getting it together, nailing that, having a winning record, didn't make it. But, it shows a lot of character in football. And that's what we don't have a lot these days for these kids to put themselves in position, and coaches to continue to coach and to continue to play, knowing that you had nothing outside of what we're doing to play for.
Okay.
They're on probation for something. We don't know what it is. That's all they would tell us. They're on probation for something.
Okay. We saw a couple 9-0 teams fall in week 10. Give me your thoughts on a few of them. Lafayette Renaissance beats Ascension Episcopal 25-24. Those two teams stepped out of district play and met each other in week 10.
Lafayette Renaissance won that game, right?
Yes, sir. 25-24. And Ascension Episcopal gets their first loss of the year.
Ooh, man, what a game. What a game. That could have went either way. Ascension Episcopal going to 9-1. I know how much they won their undefeated season. It just didn't happen. Kudos to them on the year that they have. Now you got to look forward to the playoffs, put that loss behind you, and just march forward and try to get to the dome. But Lafayette Renaissance, I mean, that's a good team as well. I think they're ranked pretty high in Division III Select, number 7. Yeah, they got a bye. So that's a good team as well. Good matchup at the end for both teams to see what they have to work on. And I'm sure that's what they're doing. But yeah, as long as Ascension and Pittsburgh doesn't let that loss get to them, they'll be fine.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'll even add in this one too. I'll even add too. Sometimes the loss could be good just for you, just to kind of reset things, and now make you kind of feel like, okay, you're not as invisible that you might think it is. So even though you might want to get to that 14-0 record or 13-0 record or 15-0 record, sometimes a loss can really reset things and really get the attention of the coaches and the players and make it like, hey, look, see what happened when we don't play your best. This could happen. And so now you're in the playoffs and you're coming out extra razor sharp and focused.
Our coach used to tell us humble pie is a dish served cold. And, playing games like this, a 25-24 game, hey, man, what don't kill you, make you stronger. It sharpens you up for playoff appearances. And most coaches would like to get that out the way, whether it's week 1 or week 10, and get their team focused, realigned, and back to playing football to get position themselves to play championship football.
You like them 25-24 ball games? Well, I got another one for you. Another 9-0 team fell in week 10. Final score 25-24. If you had that on your lotto numbers, would have been all right this week, right?
That's right.
Hey.
Ascension Christian knocks off correction. They were not an undefeated team. I went the wrong way here. It was not 25-24. It was a lot worse than that. Parkway 9-0 falls for the first time this year. Evangel wins the district title 55-27. Evangel bounces back in a big way after falling a yard short a week prior. Parkway gets their first loss of the year.
I had a Hornville fan text me today asking me what I know about Parkway. I said, oh, hold on, man. Slow your roll. Worry about who you got to play first. Worry about Parkway later. Slow your roll. Pump the brakes. But the only thing I would see, that's the question I had about Parkway was their defense. It was the only question I had. Yes, they could score the ball, but we've talked about that district, that Shreveport 5A district. We talked about their defense being like the only thing that hurts those teams. Well, Evangel has shown this year to have a good defense. He started against LCA. The other teams, not so much. So that was my question. If Parkway defense would have showed up, then maybe it's a different ball game. So didn't quite happen. One of the best quarterbacks in the nation, Pop Houston, and that's what happened. Parkway still gets a bye. Coach Coy Brotherton has changed around that whole program and has done a great job. And he awaits Hornville and Slidell in the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Parkway being a soft seed early within the last 2 weeks. And last week we even talked about this game. We know Evangel can throw it around, but which Parkway was going to show up? The one that had them seated at number 2, or a team like Evangel going to show their weaknesses? And I think a lot of folks this way that have been watching breaking down the boot breakdown, they know that we was telling for the last 2 weeks that Parkway was good, but is yet to be determined who they are. So Evangel showed us who they are. So a lot of teams going to be able to move the ball in the air on Parkway.
I agree with you guys too. I mean, I think that's going to be something interesting there because, as we know, as I already know here in that Shreveport district, points. You always got to take the over anytime these teams play against each other, and so I need to see what happens with Parkway this season in terms of their defense. Can they shore up? Because if they get Destrehan, that is a team that is able to put up points with the best of them as well. And they could be in trouble if they have to face against the Wildcats this year with those explosive players that they have there. So they've got to be ready to shore these things up here going forward into the first, at least in the first couple of rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah, they probably have to get past Hornville first.
I wasn't talking about Nick when I said a Hornville fan texted me. It wasn't Nick. Trump is another one.
Let's continue the trend here of 9-0s falling in week 10. Ladies and gentlemen, they say rivalry football is real. Well, it is. Oak Grove knocked off Ouachita Christian 34-21. At one point, this was a 34-7 ball game. So the score doesn't reflect about how Oak Grove dominated this game. Your thoughts on Oak Grove, Ouachita Christian, another 9-0 falling here in week 10?
Well, deja vu repeated itself when you think about it, because Ouachita Christian was 9-0 last year, and Oak Grove gave them their only defeat until they got to the championship game against Vermilion Catholic. So right now, Oak Grove kind of has their number. I mean, how can I put it? I mean, that whole district been tough. When you think about it, with Mangum, Faraday, and those two guys, it's been a tough district. But a
three-way split.
Oh, okay, three-way tie.
Title.
Gotcha. Cool.
Mangum, Ouachita, Oak Grove split the title.
All three. Cool deal. But when Mangum defeated Oak Grove a couple weeks ago, I was kind of wondering about Oak Grove. Like, are they back yet? I know they moved up last year, but are they back yet? But I kind of think we could say now with this victory over Ouachita Christian that maybe this Oak Grove team's a team that everyone needs to look out for. But with that being said, Ouachita Christian, their coach, he's going to put that loss behind them. He's going to relax, enjoy the bye, and then they're going to be ready moving forward for the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree too in that as well. Oak Grove has definitely continued to show that they're a tough team. Good win for them against OCS. Again, always a great matchup between those two teams. And Oak Grove just came away with the win in that one there. So of course they help themselves out into the playoffs here. And of course they let everybody show who they are into the playoffs. Like you said, in that bottom half of that bracket with them, Sterlington and St. James, it's gonna be a good rumble going through in that one. For OCS, I've had them as at the later part of the year as one of my top 25 teams. The one thing that kind of was the bugaboo for me about them was their schedule. Their schedule really wasn't the best of everybody there, but again, they were found a way to win those ball games. Again, I know Coach Fitzhugh is going to get those guys up and ready to play. He's definitely one of the top coaches that's in this state, and so they're going to be prepared to play no matter what happens here. And they made a run last year to the Dome last year, so they're interested in they're ready to possibly try to make sure they can do the same thing again this year.
Yeah, we talk about OCA being a threat to these guys, Westminster early on, but Oak Grove, they went in and they showed they can play big boy football. They won that game. I think they're going to be in the thick of things down in their division, even with somebody like St. James. They've been building for the last 2 years, and time has arrived for Oak Grove to get back to the championship ways of winning.
We got a trend. We had a lot of undefeateds fall in week 10, guys. I got another one for you. And this time, it is E.D. White beats 9-0 Vanderbilt Catholic 28-21. What a ball game. the state runner-ups are trying to get back and get what they did not get last year. And that's a good start here in week 10 to go and knock off an undefeated team to build that momentum. They have won 7 in a row.
They have. When they got done with that brutal first 3 games of a 9-district schedule with Holy Cross, Hornville, and then I want to say Jesuit. Those 3, that's brutal, but that can get any team ready, make you improve so much more moving forward in the season. But when it comes to Vanderbilt Catholic and Eddie White, those are 2 rivals they're not even far from one another. They're close. Those are 2 rivals. They don't like each other, but pretty much every time they do play each other, it's always a close ball game. But Eddie White has been able to somehow be able to escape those ball games lately with late touchdown victories. It's how close the game's been. We talking a close ball game last year, regular season, a close ball game last year in the quarterfinals, and now once again, Eddie White finds a way to escape Vanderbilt Catholic.
Oh yeah, we watched Eddie White throughout this 3-game gauntlet, and the coach challenges team to get back to the playoffs. Those types of games that they played against the Jesuits, against the Hornbills, that can only make them get ready for games that's teams that's playoff ready. Eddie White had championship aspirations to get back to the Dome once again, and I think punching the ticket against Vanderbilt, winning that district championship, their eyes is on the prize once again.
Yeah. All right, so they had a lot of implications in North Louisiana. It was going to come down to you got to beat this person. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to do this. Somebody has to do that in order for you to win a district title in that 5A district in Monroe. And at the end of it, after all the chaos, you had to win your game and somebody had to win for you. After all of that, Ruston Bearcats wins the district championship. And we want to break down these games real quick because Ruston and West Monroe, what an instant classic that was. 49-44, Ruston with the win. And then the other one that had huge implications, Neville wins against Alexandria 31-14. Wow, did not see that score the way it was panning out. So we knew it was going to be huge implications in North Louisiana. We just didn't know who was going to be walking away with the district title. It's Ruston.
Go ahead, Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that one, Ruston obviously with the loss in week 8 to Ash, everybody had been kind of thinking, oh man, are they going to win the district championship this year? Are they going to do it this year? And then kind of woke back up and, took care of business over there at West Monroe in order for them to win that ball game there. I'll talk about at least that first off with the Neville Ash game. Ash came in there. I had talked to some of the coaches before the ball game. They said they were going to take it as a business trip there. It was just a tough game there for them having to face against Neville's front 7. My partner on the radio on Friday, he mentioned this was possibly the fastest front 7 that he's probably has seen. And Neville has a very, very solid group out there, especially with their quarterback too, and Parker Robinson. He's been continuing to hang in there as well. So, Neville kind of helped themselves out there and helped out with Ruston getting themselves the championship. And that one, again, classic game between them and West Monroe. West Monroe continuing to do a very solid job, but also, like you said, also with Ruston coming away with the win there. And untangling that mess of a district right there in the championship. And the good thing about it is all 6 teams in that district all made the playoffs. I mean, all 6 teams there, those 4 got themselves some pretty good seeds. Washita also got themselves a home playoff game. And hey, Pineville even snuck into the playoffs as well because of that district being so tough. So, kudos to everybody in that district.
And Lamar, I was not shaking my head at you. I was shaking my head at the
I gotta
Saints
have
going
the
for it on
Saints.
4th down.
It's all good. It's all good.
Look, you know, we all dipping and looking at the same thing and cussing inside. But look, Rustin been Rustin the whole year. They deserving everything they got in their district. The beauty of the whole thing is watching a district like that unfold, seeing those guys beat up on each other is going to be classic to go out there and play somebody else that's outside the district and see where they really match up at. If like the Neville Tigers and Ash, they should be tired of. They had a really last rough 3 weeks of pulling these games out to keep it more consistent to win that district championship. So shout out to the Ruston Bearcats, man. We looking to see you in the River Parish real soon. We going up there. One of those guys is gonna go up there, and we could punch that ticket to the Superdome, either or.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Destrehan and Ruston will have to play in the championship if it happens. But let me say this right quick. The Ruston that showed up was the Ruston I've been waiting for, to be honest with you. And they made a statement. They knew this is a better West Monroe team that was coming for them. They knew they would be in a battle, and they answered every question against West Monroe. I have to tip my hat off to them because I did pick them to win. But if you watch the video and you see how hard they fought that game, it's a team to be reckoned with. I was heavily impressed with the Ruston Bearcats.
You wanna answer Mr. Earl of
Mr.
why?
Earl, let me see what he got.
Of why Kinder's above ERAF? It's not about who you beat.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, look, it's not about head-to-head matchups. It doesn't work like that with the power rankings. Power rankings it goes by victories. It goes by your strength of schedule. And also the teams you beat, if they are winning also. That's how it goes. It doesn't go by head-to-head. A lot of people look at it like, well, we beat them. We should be above them. It doesn't work like that. Riverdale just lost to Bonneville for the district championship, but Riverdale is ranked above Bonneville still. And they got the rematch this Thursday night from what I was told. So that's how it works. It doesn't work on head-to-head matchups. Now, maybe people across the state can start a petition to get that put in there some kind of way. And I'm sure it'll get turned down.
Yep. So
schedule better.
You can schedule, but at the same point, you can't make your schedule better because it's a 2-year cycle.
Yep.
That first year, you might play a good schedule, and then the second year they might lose big senior classes.
That's true.
So it all goes back to PowerPoints to determine the seeding in the playoffs. All right. A few more here before we close this one out. Got some district champions that were crowned. Your thoughts on Westminster over St. Ed's 37-22. Your thoughts on Acadiana over Carencro 21-14. That's 2 teams locally right there. Wrapped up district title games.
Very impressed with Acadiana. 0-3 start, and then they turned the corner. 7 straight wins, district championship. I think we all knew the game with Carencro would be a fight, and Acadiana found a way to pull it out. So you got to credit Acadiana on the job they've done the entire year. 0-3, like I said, but turned the corner. So credit Acadiana. Westminster of Opelousas and Coach Porter and staff have done a wonderful job. St. Edmunds, a great team, and they found a way to beat St. Edmunds and to get that district championship. So credit the job that Westminster of Opelousas have done the entire season. Undefeated now. They're looking to make a run to the Superdome.
Lamar.
Yeah, you look at this Acadiana team. Again, 0-3. A lot of people have been digging dirt on them saying, "Oh man, Acadiana's not this good anymore," especially after that first game against Ruston when Ruston blew them out. To win 7 in a row, new staff, to get these things back up and running with them. They definitely have continued to show that they still got some fight left in them. I'm interested in seeing what they do going into the playoffs as well. That the Acadiana Karen Crow matchup will be an incredible game to see who can win in that one. There, it's a tough thing that they're going to have to face against St. Aug in the regional round, but I think Acadiana has kind of built up a building block for the future going forward for them there. And like you said, when they were 0-3, not too many people gave them a shot, but to win 7 in a row, they definitely have shown, hey, look, we're still one of the top teams up down there in the Acadiana area.
Yep. Kudos to everyone from Acadiana that been watching the boot breakdown from the inception. We had a bunch of Acadiana guys in our room when we started. They was wondering about their school. We told them, be patient with the coaching staff. They're going to get their players back. They did. They won 7 in a row. They won the district championship. The building blocks are there for Acadiana. If 1 or 2 playoff wins would be nice to really, show the fan base that they're still there and they're going to be good in the future. Speaking on Westminster, man, Coach Porter, he was one of our first guests here on a boot breakdown. We've been riding his ship since he played St. Martin in week 1, and knowing that the whipping that they put on St. Martin, and it told the world that, look, hey, Coach Porter, we are here for business, and the team is so motivated. I spent a little time in Opelousas with them last year. They are motivated to help Coach Porter win the championship in Westminster.
JB, your favorite Saints player just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that. Jawan Johnson. I saw it. Corner of my eye. My TV's right here, so I can pretty much see at the corner of my eye what's going on.
Now they don't need to cut him, huh?
I ain't saying that yet, but I mean, we'll see.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Landry Walker was playing for their way into the playoffs last week, and now they're hosting a first-round playoff game.
All right, so LB Landry, they were Landry Walker when they combined O'Perry Walker and Landry together. Landry Walker, they didn't drop the Walker. So they were 24, Jordan. They were the last team.
Yes.
Yes.
So winning in week 10 matters.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Last team in. And they got a big win over John F. Kennedy. Kennedy missed the game-winning field goal to win the game. And Landry jumped from 24 to number 16 to host a first-round playoff game. Credit those kids, but credit Coach Nick Foster and his staff. Credit him. To me, I'm going to say that I think that season turned around for Landry the week they had to go to Estruma. Nick was on another show, and Nick said, we're going to Estruma, and we're coming back with a W. And I was like, ooh. I said, ooh, man, yikes. And they did that. They did it. And I think that's when it kind of turned. And with that win over JFK on Friday night, it caused a 3-way tie for the district championship. De La Salle, John F. Kennedy, and Landry all tied. JFK couldn't win it outright.
Crazy. Week 10, it gives you some headlines, boys.
Oh, yes, sir.
24-16. Last one in. Now you go and play at your home field.
Yep. That's good. And that's good for the city of Algiers also. Now you got Landry and Carr. You're going to have home games at Berman Stadium week 1 and in week 2.
Any given Friday.
Yep.
There you go. Any of you two want to touch on it before we move on?
Oh, yeah. Big for Landry Walker, man. In that LB Landry, in that community over on Hindi Street, they deserving of it, man. And three-way ties do exist that can take a team and pull them from obscurity to back into hosting a playoff game. And that's why those calculators was working hard. Even when De La Salle hit the mat early on, those games mattered. And when it came down to that game with JFK, that pulled these guys back in on the ropes to have a fighter's chance.
How about a couple more district champions before we walk out of here that wrapped it up in week 10? Franklin Parish over Tioga, 61-22. A Franklin Parish team that's a top 5 seed in the Division I select playoff bracket. Not a Franklin Parish team, a Tioga team that is top 5 in the Division I select playoff brackets.
To me, like I said earlier, I had the question about Parkway. I had this question about Tioga, and I know Lamar sees Tioga more than I do, but it's still a question I had. And what Franklin Parish did, oh my goodness. I was kind of shocked. I was kind of shocked by the score. I didn't think it would be that margin of a victory for Franklin Parish. I thought it would be a double digit, but not that margin. So I was kind of shocked. That's pretty much what my thoughts were and what my thoughts are still about that game.
Looking at it with Tioga there, I mean, I knew they came in with this game against Franklin Parish feeling like they had a shot there. It's just the unfortunate part there that, you know, you have to face against Nazarian Ellis and those guys over there at Franklin Parish. And again, shout out to those guys because they are a very, very talented team. Talked to all of those guys in that district that are at least in the area, and they said that Franklin Parish was going to have to be the team to beat, especially with the athletes they have there. But you know, for Tioga, I still think it's a great season for them. 8-2. They were still able to kind of turn a lot of heads. A lot of people didn't think that they would be 8-2 at this point. A lot of people that were closest to the program thought 7-3, okay, that's a pretty solid season. A lot of people like myself, I thought they would probably be 5-5, 6-4, but try to at least have some building blocks there. They outkicked their coverage in this one, and so they did a very solid job. Now let's see what they can do now after this loss. The bye might help them get healthy in some cases. I know Curvin was a little bit banged up in week 9, so now he gets an extra week of rest. The thing that I'm interested in seeing here is I know they're going to have to face against a Catholic League opponent in the regional round, whether it be Rummel or Holy Cross. And so does that week that they get off and get healthy, does that ruin the momentum that they have going forward? That's going to be the thing that I need to see about them. This is a senior laden team. I think that they're ready to face against those teams there, but we'll definitely have to see going into that regional round game because it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy, but I think they're going to be able to kind of try to at least put their best fight forward.
Yeah. And I said they were a top 5 team. They're 6th in the rankings. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, good luck to Tioga, man. They had a tremendous season. That winning that championship would have probably gave them a better opponent to play. But look, right now, everybody, they resetting, they recalibrating. And this is what these guys get paid to coach. And we look at it as, you know, prognosticators. We talk about the game. Hey, kids got to play, coaches got to coach. Everybody's chance is scaled back 0-0. We didn't think that Rummel would do what they did early on in the season, but they did. So, hey, Tioga got a fighting chance to see if they can get one in this playoff round because the closer they get to that Elite 8 Final Four, it gets tougher.
That's it. Some scores, some interest in week number 10. After I read all of these off, if you want to touch on any of the games, you have that opportunity. Live Oak sends their seniors out with a win, not going to the playoffs, but do send their seniors off with a win, and great shootout of a ball game with Dutchtown 56-53.
That was shocking. I didn't see that happening.
West Washita beats Grant, final few seconds, game-winning touchdown 54-52.
Man, that was a great ball game. I think I was looking at some of that game after that Bunkie game just to see if Grant could pull away and make it to the playoffs there. Great win for West Washita, but man, Ahmad Sykes, that's a bad boy there.
There you go.
Yeah. You love games like that.
Yep. Loyola Prep beats Northwood Shreveport 28-27. Looked like Northwood lined up for a field goal, missed it, and then Loyola ran the clock out the rest of the way. Some more scores of interest. Salmon beats Chalmette 28-24. Do we have a district champion in that district now? Because I knew that one had a lot of chaos that had to happen in week 10 also.
So this is what people were saying out here in this area. They're saying Salmon and Slidell are tied. They are co-district champions. But you know how I look at it, that head-to-head. And Salmon won the head-to-head. So I give it to Salmon.
There you go.
JB, but you picked Chalmette though, right?
No, I picked Salmon.
Okay.
I picked Salmon.
Ascension Christian upsets North Iberville in week 10, 25-24. That was an 8-1 North Iberville team. A good win for Ascension Christian. They got a date with Opelousas Catholic this week, Ascension Christian.
Yeah, good one.
Newman shuts out South Plaquemine 28-0. Is Newman's the district champs?
Yes, Newman.
Newman's the district champs. And if you want to watch that replay, you can go watch it on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week on their YouTube page. St. Charles shuts out Shaw 24-0. St. Charles State district champs.
Yes, St. Charles district champs.
Congratulations to the Comets. Destrehan gets by Thibodaux 49-26. Congratulations to the Wildcats district champs. Coach Scott got them another good group that can make it all the way.
Oh, yeah.
St. Aug all over John Curtis 55-28. Do we get the St. Aug of this week or the St. Aug that played a close one with the Holy Cross the week prior in the playoffs?
We'll see.
Hahnville knocks off Lakeshore 28-21. Good ball game there. And then we go to our final segment of the show. Your favorite matchup in each bracket, and we'll close this one out. We start with Division 4 non-select. Give me your favorite matchup of each bracket as we go into our final segment tonight.
Okay. Favorite matchup.
And while y'all look, I can go first for all of them.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the rematch with Vinton and the Quincy.
Okay.
That's an 8-25 matchup. They just played in week 10 for the district title. So I think that one right there, 21-17 a few days ago. They meet again here in round one.
All right. I think Nick and I may have the same one. West St. John against General Trask.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough out for West St. John if they're gonna get it done. But playing good football right at the right time, them getting the victory before the season end could give them some momentum to play a tougher opponent next week if that comes to pass.
I think for me, I'm just going to say Faraday and Northeast. I just want to give some love to Faraday here for having to go through these last couple of weeks here, playing on the road, playing against their tougher district opponents and everything. But I want to see if they're able to, one, get back into hosting a playoff game, because obviously we knew that they had to get their field up and ready. And then number two, can they put back everything from what happened at the end of last year behind them, where they had to forfeit their first round game because of that fight. So I just want to say at least there's something for Faraday there. I think that'll be an interesting game there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to Division 3 non-select. And my favorite matchup in this one is going to be that 13-20 matchup, Pine versus Kaplan. Two teams that run similar offenses.
Okay.
Yeah, mine got to be Division 2 non-select, Lutcher and
Wait,
I.
we in Division 3. We in Division 3.
Oh, we in Division 3?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Division 3 non-select.
Oh, my bad. I
Bracket
apologize.
You good?
I apologize. Man in Red River.
The
Man in
rematch.
Red River. Yeah. If Manny can be the man of old,
Okay.
then to take that drive right down to beautiful downtown Bastrop the next week.
Tell you what, for me,
Uh,
it's another 15-18 matchup, Donaldsonville and Westlake.
Okay. Lamar.
I was gonna go with the Manny Red River game. I think that's gonna be a very solid game. I'll go with the 16-17 of Vols and St.
Yeah.
Helena. I think that's gonna be another pretty solid game there. I know St. Helena always has some pretty good athletes there, but this Vols team, unfortunately, with the loss to Kinder, I think I think this Vols team is still prime and ready. They're still ready to show that they can at least get themselves a game in the playoffs. So I think that's going to be a good game too.
Division 2 non-select, a rematch that came down to a 2-point conversion back in the regular season. The Ritter Eunice 16-17.
There you go.
An overtime 2-point conversion at that.
For me, it's gonna be Pearl River and Opelousas. That's the one for me. Pearl River, Opelousas.
Mm.
Yep. Now that we're here, it's lunch and iota. Thank y'all for keeping me with my eyes on my paper, trying to watch this Saints drive. But yeah, man, look, kudos to Coach Jenkins, man, breaking in his young ball club, and any victory that he can get at home to wash that taste out of Lutcher mouth from last year, gonna really help them and help this fan base move on to round 2.
Yeah, I'll go with the first two that you guys had mentioned before. I mean, Opelousas and Opelousas and Pearl River. That does intrigue me right there. Coach Harry Coleman, he's trying to get these Tigers back up and rolling right there. But then also that the Ritter Eunice game. I mean, I think that's also going to be a very solid game between two teams. Again, it's one of those rematches, and does the Ritter have enough to probably get the second time going when that first matchup was a very close game itself?
And here, the winner, here's North Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Division 1 non-select. Favorite matchup in this one. Can I go Thibodeau Mandeville 15-18?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
That's what I'm going with. 15-18 Thibodeau Mandeville.
Okay.
I like the Ouachita Sanoma. Ouachita Parish and Sanoma. A lot of folks, I mean, we talked about Sanoma a lot. They've been going back and forth in a tough district, but Sanoma defense been playing some solid football early on. Can they get back to playing solid football?
Okay. For me, I got two of them, but I'm going to pick one. And I got a feeling the one I'm about to pick, Lamar, probably he's going to pick it. So I'm going to let Lamar go. You go, Lamar. You go.
God dang. Oh, come on, man. I had two of them too.
We don't have the same two, man.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and say Westgate Airline. I think that's one I'm going to see for sure. Westgate with a lot of their athletes there, that's going to be a good game there. But also looking at Airline, Kenny Darby, they can put up a lot of points there. And so that's going to be a good matchup as well. The other one I'm intrigued about, I will say this though, the new kids on the block, Southside and Prairieville. No Southside will win that game there, but Prairieville for the season that they've had in their first go round and everything else like that, they have put also a lot of teams on notice as well. These two teams, I think this is going to be great for the future of 5A.
Okay, cool. Well, he had one of them. It's Westgate and Airline, but it wasn't the one I was going to say. The one I was going to say, Parkway and Covington, ladies and gentlemen, the 6
All right.
27. Parkway and Covington. Covington can score points as well. I think this may be a closer ball game than people will predict.
Okay. And the Saints just won a ball game, and I don't know what to do with my hands. I might go get a pint.
Yes, indeed.
I hope a pint of ice cream.
Celebrate the afternoon because it don't happen often.
Oh man.
Division 4 select.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Sacred Heart, Westminster of Lafayette at the 13-20. Westminster Lafayette coming off of a big win over Vermilion Catholic last week. You had 2 running backs in that game. Both had 27 carries. So it's going to be Theo DeVere versus a really good defensive line of Sacred Heart. So I think that one.
Give me Kentwood Vermilion Catholic. Give me the semifinal rematch from last year. Give me that one.
I picked the same one. That game gonna really start to tell a story about who's gonna start showing their head after that game. Because I watched Kentwood early on in the spring and seeing them now against Vermilion Catholic, who's starting to get healthy again, is gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, Kentwood Vermilion Catholic is for me as well. I think that's going to be an interesting one. I know this VC team has played a tough schedule, but also Kentwood has played a tough schedule too. I think that's a game that really intrigues me there.
Okay. Division 3 select bracket. I'm going to go with the 12-21 Northlake Christian and St. Louis.
Good pick.
Darn good pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Slaughter Charter and Pope John Paul II.
I like it. They stun.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, it was a plus 220 for the Saints to win.
Yes, indeed. Who you got, Lamar?
I'm gonna go with Episcopal and De La Salle. I
Okay.
think that's gonna be a good game too. I think De La Salle has enough to probably pull away the road upset in this game. I really think that could happen there.
All right. Who you got, Nick?
We on select number 2.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't seem like I've been studying. I would like to see
We're actually on Division 3 select.
Yeah, that's my fault. 3 and 3.
Division 3 select. I was about to divvy up something I shouldn't, all right?
Yep.
The Pine Kaplan matchup.
Wrong division.
Yay. Select.
I apologize. This one will be the team that I talked about earlier, Metairie Park Country Day. Is they putting it together against Beecham Charter can they match up? Can Beecham Charter match up with that three-headed monster at wide receiver? I went on 2 weeks ago and say Country Day going to be a tough out. They got to select side of the bracket. I think they get them a game or two in this playoffs.
So you say Beekman Charter against Country Day, right?
Yeah, Beekman Charter.
Okay. Well, did you see what Beekman Charter did in Week 10?
No, I feel good about that Country Day trio.
I understand, but did you see what they did in Week 10?
No, enlightenment.
All right, so they beat Madison 86-58.
But they ready for basketball.
My God.
They ready for basketball. One of the two gonna be ready for basketball for sure.
86 in a high school football game.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
Division II select. I'm going 16-17, Landry, Northside.
Ooh. Oh man, what a pick. What a pick. What a pick. For me, it's three matchups that can be great matchups, but I'm gonna go with this one. John F. Kennedy and Douglas.
Yeah. For me, number 11, George Washington Carver at Livingston College. George Washington Carver 2 weeks ago was in a bunch of dogfights, pulled it off, got to be playoff ready. And this is going to be an intriguing matchup for me to see them versus Livingston College. Is there a true number 11? That's what my whole aim is. Livingston College to be ready to play.
I think for me, man, I think you guys have taken the good ones. I think for me, honestly, I'll just go with a team that I just kind of want to see here, and I think BTW of Shreveport. For them to have 6 wins this season, I think that says a lot. They've really have had a very good season here. They got to face against Istruma. So they got to go all the way out to that side of Shreveport there, and so that's going to be an interesting game there. I think can the Lions pull it out? Can the Lions get themselves a win and go on to the second round? I think that's something that I really want to see there. So I'm looking for Booker T. Washington, Shreveport, and Istruma.
Okay. And our final bracket, Division I select. For me, is the rematch. Katie and the Karen Crow.
Yeah, that's a good one to pick, man. That is a good one to pick. Riverdale Bountiful Part 2. I'll go with that rematch.
I like this game. It's Brother Martin at Liberty. Will Brother Martin be able to stop the awesome running game of Liberty? We saw Liberty go up and down this year, but it's playoff time, and we'll see how good Liberty really is coming to play in this first round of the playoff against a solid Brother Martin football team.
Can Liberty stop Eastern Royal?
That too, because he been playoff ready for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Guys, give me your final words. Lamar, you didn't go yet?
Oh yeah, I hadn't gone yet. I think for me, Hammond and Captain Shreve. I want to see does Captain Shreve bounce back from kind of the way that they ended out the year this time around. I know they beat my alma mater, the Bird Yellow Jackets. I know I'm giving them credit. I don't like to give them credit often, but hey, this is probably going to be a solid game too. This is a Hammond team. I think that is 7-3 as well. So this should be an interesting game for both of these teams here. I know Hammond is having one of their best seasons in a while, and Shreve also has Jamarcia Plater at running back. So this should be a pretty good game. I like that game there.
Final words as we close down the boot breakdown, week 10 edition, playoff edition. Your thoughts? Because when we get here next week, we'll be talking round one upsets, statements. We'll be talking who's playing who in round two. So your final words as we close out week 10, we put a bow on it. Get ready for some round one action.
Final words, we have come to the moment of more excitement. Playoff football, baby. It is what it is. Now everyone starts 0-0. Brand new season is up for grabs. The question is, who will want it the most? And we are about to find out.
My thought is on the closing it out is, hey man, last week it was our final show for the seniors that not is going to make the playoffs, man. But anytime you play this game, you can't take this game for granted. So much get put into this game every week for these high school seniors and coaches. A lot of tears will be shed, tears of sadness and tear of joy. And punching your ticket to round 2, that means that's a good sign of tears, and y'all gonna have a chance to play next week. So kudos to all of those guys that's playing in the playoff. Let's make this a clean playoff, a clean, exciting playoff that we all could be proud of come December in the Superdome.
Yeah, I think my closing words are pretty much going to say the same thing as I did when we were on the air on Friday with our show. To the seniors that did not make the playoffs, the teams that did not make the playoffs, thank you so much here. Hopefully you take those lifelong lessons that you've learned throughout these 4 years and use those into life. I mean, I know this is going to be, unfortunately, ball stops at this point, and hopefully you have something to kind of fall back upon. You can use that in the life, use that if you're going to college, use that if you're going somewhere else, taking a job or anything else like that. Hopefully you take those lifelong lessons there. For the seniors whose journey is continuing right now, whether they're going to college or playing in college, or even right now going into the playoffs, play every game like it's your last. I mean, you have a goal right in front of you. You have these brothers that you're playing ball with. These are some of the best times of your life. Just continue to go out there and play very well and all that stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in with us. Had a lot watching on Facebook, had a lot watching on YouTube. So a lot of excitement in the state of Louisiana right now as playoff football is here. A new season begins. Everyone is 0-0. We will see upsets. We will see drama. And we will have a lot to talk about next Sunday at 6:15. Ladies and gentlemen, you want more football this day?
Yeah.
You want more football today? You got some more to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up at 4 o'clock, you can catch the Hash It Out Show, JB, George Peppers, and VK Jones to break down the brackets.
And cheese.
To break down the brackets. And then 6:30 later this evening, you will have Under the Lights, and it's a loaded panel tonight. So we will be there a while. And then this coming week, break down your weeks. What's the word we're looking for? We going original schedules here, Nick. Thursday we're good.
Thursday we're good. We'll be talking up the River Parish and getting everyone excited. Bringing out your Letterman jackets to go support these teams that's going to be playing around the River Parish.
There you go. And what about yourself, Lamar? What's the week look like it's in store?
Well, hopefully we'll get some stuff up on sinlotpreps.com talking about the playoffs itself. A lot of good things there. Unfortunately, our radio show ended this past week, so we won't have any playoff coverage on there, but hopefully I will be continuing to talk about the playoffs here on a lot of these mediums and all that stuff. So for those that are not tired of hearing my voice, I'm gonna give you what you want.
There you go.
Right.
JB, what can we expect coming up at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock, we're gonna have Hayden Lassard, also known as Cheese, join us, and we're gonna talk about every division. We're gonna talk about who we think will be the 4 semifinalists, surprise team. Is there upset that we think can happen in the first round? So we're gonna dive into each division and we're gonna talk about that
Okay.
at 4 o'clock on the JB the Sports Guy YouTube page, everybody.
There you go. Get your football fix in. Get you ready for a big round 1 week. And don't you forget about Thursday, 11 a.m. For now, Jordan Taylor, JB the Sports Guy, Nick Campbell, Lamar, we say goodbye for now. But 4 o'clock, tune in. It's the Hash It Out Show. 6:30, tune in. It's Under the
Will
Lights.
do.
11 a.m. Thursday. It's the Prep Report. We'll see you then. We're signing off for now. It's playoff football time.
Yes, sir.